When it comes to JoJo parts, besides part 1, every single part is a returning part of a franchise. So basically a sequel to something that has been outgoing for a while. Every single part is different in many ways, so there is no definitive way how to start a JoJo part. So each part has a different start to the series. But when I talk about starts, I'm talking about the beginning. By the beginning I mean the first few chapters, from chapter 1 to chapter 5. Plus, there is two parts that come to my mind that do this the best, but if I had to choose between those two parts, it will easily be part 5, Vento Aureo, the beginning chapters of what I believe to be the best in all of JoJo. The introduction of Giorno Giovanna is an interesting one. His character theme and his character goals are pretty unusual. They're not as relatable to us, but what makes him a relatable character is his way he's introduced, the way he acts, that makes him an amazing character of its own and also relatable to some of us. From that, it's actually worth saying that the content that JoJo Part 5 introduces in the beginning chapter is really strong. Not only the theme of the characters, but the goal of the characters as well. The beginning chapters we learn who Giorno Giovanna is, what happened after the previous part, in this case part 4, why Vento Aureo matters to JoJo. Also, we get introduced to the character goals of the protagonist. Also, we get introduced to a minor antagonist arc too, if you count Lucky Eye Luca, but he's just there. And then we get introduced to a friend or a foe to the characters itself, Bruno Bucciarati. Plus we learn more about the characters that we have seen in previous parts, in this case Jotaro and Koichi. So in the span of a couple of chapters, better say 2 episodes in the anime, we learn so much about the setting of part 5. I am sure I don't need to talk on this, but I also believe that Giorno Giovanna's introduction as a JoJo, or as a character perhaps, is the best on all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. He gets introduced in a way that usually a mixed white and black introduction of a character, Giorno completely goes against that. He introduces a theme of a person who is legally bad but morally good. Or better say, that's what we learn from him, because it's never stated or never saw in the first beginning chapters. Giorno's character is more of the words put to motion. He doesn't need to talk to introduce himself. It's the narrator who does the job for him. Or better say, or his action that do the job for him. Going from that, his character interactions between him and Koichi Hirose are absolutely beautiful to see. We see Koichi how much he progressed as a character from a distance of 2 years, and how much he has learned in those 2 years, and how calm he is compared to the first time we see him. At the same time, we see Giorno, and how will he act in someone who is regarded at the same level as him in terms of power, something that he hasn't been introduced to before, because he always fights people that don't have a stand, or he always interacts with people that don't have a stand. Now of course we know that Giorno is stronger than Koichi for stand wise, but I'm trying to say that Giorno basically isn't used to seeing someone who can do something as Koichi did. Going from that, Lucky Eye Luca and Giorno work very good together, especially in the anime. I will honestly say that this was amazing. And going on from that, the introduction of Bruno Bucciarati, who is a very important character in part 5, I will argue the most important character in part 5, and Giorno, the introduction of him, the way they interact and everything like that makes the chapter that they're in to be amazing. And also it has one of, if not the most iconic moment from part 5. This is the taste of a liar, Giorno Giovanna. That is basically why I believe that the beginning parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Part 5 are the best on the entire franchise. So far at least. Part 9 might have a better one, we never know. I don't think there is one single JoJo part that introduces so much themes and introduces so much character things that are really hard to see in the first beginning chapters / episodes in a couple of chapters, and still keep it so clean, so entertaining, and so JoJo-like with a bizarreness inside it. It's only part 5 that did this for me, and that is why part 5 is amazing. And that is it. This is me talking about the beginning chapters of JoJo's part 5, the Golden Experience arc and Bucciarati's coming arc from JoJo. And this is my arc review of JoJo part 5. So yeah, this is the afterthoughts of the video, and what I consider the push for me to make this video is obviously the anime adaptation, which it came to this part, specifically the beginning of part 5, which I consider to be better than the manga in the anime. And this is a very much my opinion, but at the same time I think this is the truth, because the anime did everything right. That it's the way that it's supposed to be, and I really like what the anime is going for, from the opening, which it's amazing, to everything that it introduces from the themes, because I honestly believe that part 5 looks better anime wise than the manga wise, because it's harder manga wise to read than anime wise to watch. If the anime keeps this way, I will prefer the anime over manga, and this is the first for me, because I honestly prefer every single manga part over the anime parts, besides maybe part 1. And so yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe if you're new around here. That's pretty much it about this video. adinplore is signing out. Also follow me on Twitter.
We go back, we relax, hentai in the back.